This is cluckin' delicious, juicy Traeger grilled chicken with a tangy Alabama white sauce. Take a look at how moist that chicken is. Hey everybody, it's Danielle Bennett, Traeger Pro, and today for Traeger Kitchen, I'm gonna be making you something I actually love to make at home, which is an Alabama white sauce. It's my take on the sauce, and I'm gonna be putting it all over some delicious chicken quarters. Now, before we make our Alabama white sauce, I wanna show you how I break down a whole chicken. This is a basic culinary skill that I think everybody should have because really, it costs so much less to do it yourself. Whole chicken, a couple of tools. I've got a nice pair of really super strong scissors, and I've got a lovely chef's knife. Whole chicken, nice good cutting board, and I've just placed this on the cutting board breast side down. Because to make it easy for you at home to do this, we're gonna spatchcock the chicken first. So, first thing you wanna do, make a road map. And we make a road map by taking a little score on either side of that backbone. Then we grab our heavy duty shears, hold that thigh leg part right there, and you're just gonna follow along. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this backbone out because we don't eat it, and because we're cutting apart the chicken into pieces that are much more manageable for the grill. We've got one side nice and cut. It's a very satisfying crunch. And then you're left with a large backbone, okay? Now, once you have that all opened up there, you wanna come down and you wanna cut all this excess fat from the bottom, just like that. Next thing I like to do, take my knife, notch it right there in the middle, and then pull it apart, just like that. You see that? So easy to do it. Then once you have it kind of notched down, take your knife again, and you're gonna do one sharp cut all the way through. Now, we've taken our whole chicken, and we've created the first two parts. Now, just a heads up, I have all those parts I just cut off. These are great for making homemade chicken stock, and you can even smoke them on the grill first before you make your chicken stock at home. And now it's a matter of literally going behind the leg and thigh, just like that. There's our first quarter. Coming across to this side here, same thing. We're right behind the back of the thigh here. It's just skin, there's no bone there. So now we have two leg quarters right there. And now we have our large breast and wing attachments. Now, you can come back and you can cut out the bones and the ribs from the back if you want, or you can leave them intact, it's completely up to you. For presentation, often it's quite nice to do that. And once again, if you keep all these parts and add it to your chicken stock, you get much more flavorful stock. So come through, just cut them out. If you're not comfortable using a knife, go ahead and grab your scissors. You can cut out that entire bone part, just like that. Take your skin, flare it out, and there you go. We've got our entire breast and wing combo. We've got our two leg combos. It's time to season them up. Now, when it comes to seasoning any chicken or pieces of meat for the grill, I always like to do something, and I do it without even thinking, and I always try to season the presentation side last. So, I've got a lot of rub. I've got Traeger Chicken Rub. I really wish they had not called it Traeger Chicken Rub because I use it on a lot more than just chicken. I actually love it on fish, especially salmon. It's really good on that as well. So just a heads up, just because it says chicken rub on the outside, doesn't mean you can't use it on other things. But today, we actually are using it on chicken. We're gonna generously season these. And you don't need a binder. There's enough moisture in the chicken, on the chicken surface, so that the rub will stick to the meat. Now, just give these a little pat down. Generously season the other side. And this would be what I consider the presentation side. These are some happy birds now. Well, probably not that happy, but they're gonna be tasty at least. All right, so I've got two different meter probes here. And one of the reasons is I've got two different cuts of chicken, and this is really important. Chicken breasts are done at 165 degrees. That is one temperature probe. So you take your probe, you go into the thickest part of the breast, which is this big, thicker end. You go in on an angle, not touching bone. Now, second temperature, 180 degrees. Now that's for the thigh and the leg meat. It's got more red myoglobin in there. So you want to go in on an angle, and you'll notice that the bone for the thigh goes in this direction. So you actually want to kind of go parallel to it on a bit of an angle. Not touching bone again. Now you can go in that way, or you can turn it around and you can go in this way. But once again, you don't want to be touching bone. 2 different temperatures for 2 different pieces of chicken, because we want our chicken succulent, moist, and juicy. Not overdone and not underdone. All right, it's time to go to the grill. Got my big chicken pieces. The grill is going at 375 degrees. Now those are going to go on there until they are done, approximately 45 minutes to an hour. It really does depend on how thick your chicken is, how big your pieces are. Keep an eye on it. Of course, you set up that alert on your phone with the Meter app, and that makes life easy. This is a sauce that I love to make at home. I have it in my cookbook. I think it's delightful. This is an Alabama white sauce, and this is my take on it. So it's not authentically traditional, okay? So I've taken a few liberties with this sauce. It is a mayonnaise-based barbecue sauce. It is originated from Big Bob Gibson's. They have been there forever. I've eaten there myself in Alabama, so this is my take on it, with kudos to Big Bob Gibson's for making the original sauce. This is super simple. It's got lots of good big bangy flavors, and I love it on chicken. So you want to start off with some really good quality mayonnaise. Good quality mayonnaise. It does make a big difference. I like balancing the mayonnaise tang with a few things. So I've got some apple cider vinegar, I've got some garlic, black pepper, salt, I've got some cayenne, and I've got a little bit of honey. And you don't have to cook this sauce. You literally throw it all in a bowl, you mix it up, and then you're done. Now, the next day, it does get a little bit stronger in flavors. So this is a really big batch. So if you have leftovers after doing your chicken, you can use it for a variety of things. It's a great salad dressing for coleslaw. I've had leftovers on that before. I've used it in a macaroni casserole. It's got lots of good options. So this is my take on Alabama white sauce. Super simple. Mayonnaise. Beautiful drizzle of great honey. So a really good quality honey. A little spiciness from the garlic, a little bit of punch. We've got some apple cider vinegar. At your house, you might want things spicier or more sweet. You can certainly change it up. I've got a little cayenne here. You can add sriracha to this. You could add gochujang paste. You could actually change up this recipe a lot, and I certainly have experimented at home. But for this one today, just a little bit of cayenne. A little bit of salt. There we go. And a little bit of black pepper. All right. Now, the excess that you have, it's good in the fridge for about a week. And it's such a nice change from an everyday sweet tomato-based sauce or a brown sugar sauce. There is just something delightful about having something a little bit different on your chicken. All right, got that mixed. Now let's whisk it up. All right, that's it. Probably one of the easiest sauces ever to make. So now we're gonna go take this over to the grill. We've got some chicken quarters, of course, they've been on there at 375 degrees. And we're gonna get some luscious basting action in. It smells so good over here. As a professional barbecuer, I test a lot of sauces, and I often get really kind of tired of super sweet, sticky, brown sugar, tomato-based sauces. So this is one of my go-tos at home. I love it so much, and we've just basted it. We're gonna leave it on there for about 10 minutes. All right, our chicken is done. It is time to go get it off the grill. I'm actually really excited about this because I actually really love this recipe. So, got a good pair of tongs, got a tray lined with paper. Let's go get it off the grill. Yeah, I'm excited. Truly, genuinely. I love this chicken so much. Alabama white sauce is so different from every day, and it adds just a great punch of flavor and that beautiful chicken rub all over our personally cut up chicken pieces. This is the kind of stuff that I make at home regularly because I think it's delicious. So, I have a fork, I have a knife, I have a little side dish because sometimes you just need a little more zhuzh on there. So you can see how that sauce kind of sets right into the meat. You know, our legs are just beautiful and they're golden with that overlaying flavor of the chicken. Gorgeous rub. Take a look at how moist that chicken is. I'm very excited about this today. Okay, I really am. So you've got beautiful moist grilled chicken. You've got the Alabama white sauce that's set on it. I like to take a little bit more because, well, you're in my house right now and we can do that, okay? Beautiful, big bite. Hot as hell. Woo! Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There ain't no TV bites here. That's a real bite. Hot as hell. That bite was absolutely fantastic and worth it. No TV bites. So this was done at 375 degrees with cherry pellets. You know, one of the great things about this recipe is that we actually cut up the chicken ourselves. You, of course, can buy them, you know, already cut up at the store if you want to. This was just really easy and economical for us. A lot of flavors going on here because you've got that kind of silkiness of the Alabama white sauce, of course, with the mayonnaise. You got a little bit of a punch from the garlic that's in there. The pepper from the rub comes through, the salt. And of course, at your house, if you wanted a little spicier, you can add a little more spice. This is a knock it out of the park type of recipe for me because it's easy to do. It's perfect for every day. And it's usually used with things that you have on hand. All those ingredients are kind of common. So delicious goodness from the grill. So make sure you actually take a look at the recipe below. Tag us if you make it. Let us know. Like and subscribe because these are real recipes for real people here in the Traeger kitchen. I just had to burn my tongue to do it. It's all good. Yeah. It was worth the sacrifice.